believe that for the middle class, the promise of America has become a game of chance now.
Yes, that's really what so many people I talk to, so many middle class people, many of them with college degrees who've lost good, steady jobs, are telling me that what used to be the American dream, which is basically about working hard, playing by the rules, and then knowing that you'll do well and your children will do even better, that's no more. Now the upward mobility that people were kind of counting on has become downward mobility.
And you talk about the astronomical increase of the, for instance, the income of the top CEOs as opposed to their workers in the company?
Going for example, from earning 30% more 40 years ago to earning 300% more today. So the inequalities have skyrocketed.
But let's talk about jobs today. Who's most responsible for the failure of jobs to begin to increase, employment to increase?
Well, there is no question that the Obama administration really underestimated the economic crisis. Remember, we had been told that after the stimulus passed, we would actually manage to get unemployment down to around 8%. Well, not only that did not happen, but the chances of double-digit unemployment are growing. And of course, the real unemployment is much higher than the 9.6 number that we are given. We have about 26 million people who are unemployed or underemployed or too discouraged to look for work. And that means that everybody knows someone who's been affected.
Foreclosures on mortgages. You think it should be required that everyone be negotiated?
Yes, I feel that the same way that we allow people to declare bankruptcy, the same way that we bailed out Wall Street, the same way that we helped people at the top, we need to help people in the middle class who are losing their homes. We need to give them the chance to be able to modify their loan. We need to give them the chance to hold on to their home. And this is not just good for them, it's good for the entire neighborhood. You know, Diane, that if a home is foreclosed, it affects the value of every surrounding home, especially the ones in the immediate surroundings.
You don't think there'll be a wave of people shouting, it's just not fair, I scraped and saved to make my mortgage payments. It's not fair that suddenly some people get renegotiations.
Well, what's happening is that a lot of people are saying it's not fair that all the banks that wrecked the economy were bailed out by us, the taxpayer. There is an awful lot that's happening that's not fair. But I feel that when it comes to strengthening communities and allowing people to stay in their homes, that's something that in the end is going to have a positive impact on every community and the whole country.
Hope 2.0?
Hope was the word and the theme of 2008. And in many ways, it was all unrealistic. We thought that somehow Barack Obama would win, and we can all go back to watching television or doing whatever we want to do. And the truth is that democracy is not a spectator sport. That it's really now about Hope 2.0, which means it's about us. And in the end, if you look at American history, it's always been about the people. I mean, my favorite story is Martin Luther King meeting with Lyndon Johnson in March 1965 and asking for the Voting Rights Act. And Lyndon Johnson saying what presidents have traditionally said, which is we don't have the votes. And then came the Selma March. And a few months later, we had the Voting Rights Act. So it's always really been about Hope 2.0. It's all, even if we didn't know what to call it, it's always been about people in their own communities, taking matters in their own hands, and both changing things and demanding change from our elected officials.